can't believe November is already over. So this month I started a couple visual novels. I didn't go as hard into reading as I normally do, because I've both been busy as well as busy with editing, even though it feels like I haven't released that many videos this month, but it takes a lot out of me, especially making longer videos like I have been recently. I apologize for this shorter recap, because I just haven't been reading things, but let's get right into it. So I started and finished UsoNatsu, the very first visual novel video that I released this month, and probably one of my favorite romance visual novels I played this entire year. The characterization in it was phenomenal and realistic, and it sparked interest for me in Yuri visual novels. I'll link the video in the description because I go into a lot more detail there, and I'm just trying to make a quick video this month. But yeah, I highly recommend it if you're interested in a Yuri romance story and want what I think is frankly just an amazing romance story. Missing Stars. So I found this one when Novel retweeted, was it a retweet? I don't remember. On Twitter, or X anyway. And I just jumped right into it, and it's Kadowa Shoujo inspired. So that immediately caught my eye. And I mean, it's free, so I thought, what the hell? I jumped right into it. The setting is really well laid out, honestly. It really takes its time to get you into the whole disability school narrative and introduces characters. It has a lot of side characters, although allegedly, I think, these characters will have routes in the next parts of the visual novel, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. One thing I didn't like about it is that the routes don't really go too far into depth of every character. They do to an extent, but some just feel like they end too soon, and others just feel like nothing really happens. I don't know if these routes are going to be expanded upon when they release their next parts. I kind of hope so, because I pretty much didn't care for any route besides Anna's and Katya's. And this is the first part of a multiple part story, as we confirmed with the writer on Twitter. I am looking forward to it overall, the next parts, but it was in development for a long time from what I understand, so you may not be interested in starting to read it until the rest of the parts roll out, but at the same time, it's free, so go ahead, try it. You might enjoy it. So I played the Inescapable demo, so I had a video on that most recently, and yeah, the marketing was not good and it led to controversy. It otherwise has some pretty strong points, it's just not as marketed. I would recommend picking it up on sale. I'm personally not going to, because I feel like their disaster launch just kind of left a sour taste in many people's mouths, including mine. But I wouldn't just disregard it either. It's more like a Total Drama Island sort of narrative than a death game, but it does have a death game route amongst other routes depending on your choices. One main criticism I hear about this story is that the protagonist kind of suddenly changes depending on the choices you made. Like, he's a blank slate the first third or however long until the routes break off, and then depending on all your choices up to that point, his personality branches into a bunch of different ways. So I don't know how I feel about that, but again, I can't confirm anything on that front. The developer actually personally messaged me after I released the video, I think 2 days after, and they did mention how they realized their mistake and tried to fix it before launch, but it was pretty much too late, and it did get quite a bad reception. I personally might have been harder on Axis games than I should have been. I will personally admit that now, and for that I apologize to them and the developers if I offended them. However, I would nonetheless stand by what I said. They messed up. Okay, I'm willing to forgive that. I just hope that they have learned from their launch and hopefully work on rectifying it in the future. I would appreciate if it went on sale, maybe even for Christmas or something, because as I mentioned in my video on this, they didn't do any sale, not even the 10% indie launch sale that pretty much everyone does. So it'd be appreciated for people who are interested but are afraid to bite the bullet after all of the controversy. And that's all I finished, but I did start one visual novel very early on into November, and I'm still reading it because it is a long one, and that long one is Snow. The best way I can describe Snow is it's very much like a key visual novel, and it's most like Air if it was as good as canon. I feel like the plot's a bit messy, and there's not like the heroines are all, I don't know, they're all mid. They're not bad, but I didn't really feel a huge connection to any of them. The character routes are overall pretty interesting. It all comes together in a legend route, which is much like Air's summer route. It feels so much that it wants to be like a winter version of Air when it's, yeah, it doesn't hit as hard, but I wouldn't say it's bad either. I'm actually quite enjoying it for all the faults that I feel that it has. My favorite character overall is probably Mako, but I haven't done her route yet. Her route, I guess, is the last route, and my current favorite route was Shigure's, which is the last route I had just done. Overall, I would recommend it if you want to play something older and key-like, but maybe don't go into it expecting to be floored. Just expect to be satisfied. And that's pretty much it. The ones I mentioned in my last recap video that I started and stopped, or just currently dropped, not touched. I'm probably not going to touch Secret Agent again. I will probably eventually finish Saku, but again, boring, not interested right now. I have better things to read, like Musicus, which I'll start reading soon, as well as this one visual novel that I found named Celine, which is also a free, I believe, an English visual novel. Yeah, seems interesting, so I'm gonna give that a shot too. But that's pretty much all that's on my current list of reading. And lastly, videos. Actually, one I'm working on. It's gonna take a while. I've kind of been doing like 5 to 7 minutes of that video, and then pushing out one of my videos in a day. The first one being I don't even remember what the names of my fucking videos are. The first one being I finished 100 visual novels, just a general video, and the next one being an Inescapable video. So I'm just trying to push out content while I work on other content. So it'll come when it comes. I guess my mistake was letting you guys decide, because if this was the Umineko tier list, I could have just pushed that out in like probably a couple hours. But yeah, I'm actually surprised I only put out 3 videos during November. It felt like more. Whoops. But thanks for watching. This, again, was probably a much quicker and much less well thought out video, because it's already a day late. And yeah, just not a lot of interesting stuff happened this month. Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.